Welcome to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. Thanks for joining us. This is your source for market intelligence, forecasts, and strategies. And of course, we're talking commercial real estate. Well, our show today is how real estate decisions impact your business. Now, one thing I've learned through life and through business is if you add value to the people around you, it will add value to your life. We're going to add value to your life or to your business today if you own, operate, or lead a business. And we've certainly found that a lot of our listeners and viewers are running companies, they're leading companies all around the country, and they've appreciated what they've learned. Well, today we're going to go over a lot of things very quickly that can add value to your business. Basically, some real estate strategies that will really add value to your top line and your bottom line number. And real estate needs to be looked at as an opportunity, really not a liability or something that, I just have to deal with, because there can be a lot of opportunities there. We're going to share how location, design, access, visibility, and lease terms in the class of space can really impact your business. We're going to also talk about occupancy costs, what they should be, how they impact your business, and several ways to possibly control your occupancy cost. We're going to look at some ways to negotiate extremely important flexibility clauses in your lease. You're also going to be able to talk about and make good decisions about lease versus purchase decisions that are important for your business and, if you're a closely held corporation, for your personal income goals. And then we're going to talk about some of the top mistakes that you don't want to make, right? Let's avoid the mistakes that can cost your company big problems. Well, first of all, let's get our heads straight right here. I interviewed Darren Billsborough about his book, Don't Worry About the Rent. And one of the things in his book he talks about is that, look, don't look at real estate as a necessity, something you have to deal with. Look at it as an opportunity. And he suggests in his book that you may be able to completely offset the cost of your occupancy cost and your rent by improved numbers in your business if you make the right real estate decisions. We're going to talk about a lot of those today. So what might you be able to do with good real estate decisions? You might be able to accelerate the growth of your company. You also might be able to improve the productivity and the efficiency of your people. And you might be able to reduce turnover cost and the associated cost with recruiting and retraining and having the situation with your customers or employees are dealing, or your customers and clients are dealing with people who maybe are not that experienced because you're having to retrench. Also, for recruiting, real estate can be very important with your recruiting process, and with the war for talent that's kind of going on now in most markets, that can be extremely important. Also, real estate can be a big impact on your brand and your reputation. So your brand and reputation to your customers, your clients, your employees, your lenders, your investors, your competitors. I mean, it can be very important, and we're going to talk about that today. And whether you're in retail, office, healthcare, industrial, a lot of these concepts we're going to use today will add value to your business. So first of all, let's talk about an area of real estate decisions for businesses that become very, very important, and that's flexibility. So if you operate or run a business, you have probably already run into this, and if you haven't, you will, and that's the need for flexibility. You're going to need maybe more space. You're going to need more space for your retail, or more space for warehousing, or you're going to need more office space. You're going to get some new clients and need to bring on new people, and you're going to wish you had more flexibility in your lease. So one of the ways to think about this as well is you could have the opportunity where you need flexibility, you need to downsize, or you need less space, or the demographics have changed in your market and you need to move locations. You may want flexibility, even do something different in your space depending on the size and your company and what you do. So let's look at some of the ways to create flexibility. One is to have expansion rights and the first right of refusal. So let's take an example that you're in an office space and there's space around you that has other tenants in it. One of the things you might be able to do in your lease when you're negotiating is ask for a first right of refusal to lease space that comes available on the market. And a lot of landlords will do that, and there's some various ways to do that. Your tenant rep and your lawyer will help you with that. Also, extension rights, right? Options to renew your lease. As a tenant, you'd like to have as many renewal options as possible on your lease if your business is doing well there, especially in some industries like healthcare and retail and others where your customers are used to seeing you where they see you, and to have changed locations could have a negative impact on your business. So try to get as many options to renew as you can. Now, when it comes to options to renew, there's a few important things if you're running a business to think about. One is you'd like to have those options to renew, for the most part, at fixed rental rates, right? So if you're paying $38 a square foot, you're full service, and you have a lease renewal in 5 years, maybe it's at annual escalations of 2 or 3% a year, but you can count on that. You know what your occupancy costs are going to be. You can plan for your business. So if you do have rights to renew your lease, which you want to try to get if you can, it's nice to have them at set rates, because you may find a landlord prefers to give you, well, we'll give you an option to renew your lease, but it's going to be at then market rates. And here's a mechanism that we're going to use to determine what those rates are. Well, the problem with running a business is, well, you don't know what those rates are going to be. And in some markets, we've seen some pretty high rent increases. We're headquartered here in Atlanta. Most of our business is done in the Southeast. With some of our clients that are leasing office space and industrial space have seen some real rent increases, some of the highest rent increases they've seen since they've been operating their business in the last 2 or 3 years. So try to, when you can, have a set rate and not something that's going to be set by some other mechanism. Another thing that's real important for your business, make sure you do not miss deadlines, right? Deadlines to exercise options to renew. And then I also would say some artificial deadlines, if you will. If you've got to give a 12-month prior notice that you're going to renew your lease at your current office space, well, you need to get out ahead of that and look at your options. Look at your business. Decide what's important for your business with your space needs, with your efficiency, with your location, and get out ahead of that in plenty of time so that you do not miss deadlines. The worst thing that can happen to your business is a time issue. You can really lose negotiation power when you just don't have time to make a decision. Now, here's another point, and if you're watching some video, you might be seeing some slides. If you're listening on the radio, when you get back to your office or your home, check out commercialrealestateshow.com. We'll have some slides there. The other option that you might want to try to get in your lease is an option to buy. So maybe you're leasing a freestanding building or a small building somewhere, and as a tenant, if you can get a free option to buy your building, absolutely go for it. Ask for it. Now, a lot of savvy landlords are not going to give you a free option to buy the property. As a landlord, it can really cause some issues for the landlord when they talk about financing or selling or really having the flexibility of dealing with the asset. So, but on the side, if you're a tenant, get it if you can. And again, just like your lease renewal option, if you can, get it at a set price. So if you can get an option to renew, an option to buy a property at a set price, and you can sell the property for more, you can collect the spread. So options can be a great way for sometimes a windfall for a business. Now, another issue that can be helpful is to have very flexible assignment and sublease rights. And along with that, your use rights. So let's say that you need more space or less space. You need to change your space. Well, if you can sublease your space and the uses are pretty flexible there, then you have more options to sublease your space. What a landlord wants is to control the uses that you can use that space for, because he wants to know what you're doing there, especially if it's retail. So to have more flexibility in your lease, you don't know what's going to happen down the road for your business. Try to have flexible use rights so you have more options to renew. Try to have flexible sublease rights so that you have those rights to put another tenant in there. Flexible assignment rights. And you may want to also have flexible license rights. And license rights, or maybe you're just going to license a desk. There's a company that we had on the show called Pivot Desk, and they help you rent desks. So that shared office space can be another way to create flexibility. Well, stay tuned. We're going to have more on how real estate decisions impact your business right after this message. Stay with us. This is the Commercial Real Estate Show. Hey there, thanks for checking out the Commercial Real Estate Show. Don't miss a video of special interest to you. Be sure to subscribe below. And if you appreciate the videos, be sure and thank our sponsors. There's a link to more information about them in the description. For more videos, podcasts, and articles, check out CREshow.com.